Wow, that didn't take more than a few seconds. Hello, David. Majid. Salam, Majid Agha. How are you, David? How are you, Majid? Hello, Preston. Preston says good afternoon. That means he must be somewhere in Europe. Or no, because it is afternoon in North America too. Preston, where are you tuning in from? Thank you, David. Good. Ah, yes. US. Alabama. Okay. Merci, Majid. Merci. خوبم. Ross, 30 male UK. Okay. And Preston, what is your age? Siddharth, Estonia. What is it? 8 o'clock in Estonia? 8:30 or 7:30? 8:30, I think. Preston, 34, from Alabama. Ross, 30, UK. David, 23, Dallas. Majid, I know it's UK, but I forgot how old he is. Majid says, oh boy, may the universe give you all that you deserve. Good to have you with us tonight. Thank you very much for that lovely thought. I appreciate it, Majid. Ross, 8:30 in UK, so must be later there. Ah, Estonia is more to the east, is it? Majid is 32 London. All right, so pretty much 20s and 30s. Siddharth says, thank you so much. You replied to my email that I sent to you earlier. Oh, Sid, that's you. Okay, good of you to be here. You can't believe how touched how I was with your email. Well, I'm delighted that you received it. Ah, yes, you're going for your PhD in Estonia. In which field? Medicine or other fields? Siddharth says, yes, I'm in my final year doing my PhD in human-computer interaction. Aha. All right. Let's talk with Sid for a bit. Sid, go ahead. Tell me a little bit about what is it that you think it's so important and why. And then I'll tell you what I think you should be aware of. And you simply have to open your mind and open your eyes to where you are, why you're here. If you don't sum up the whole mission you have on this earth and this life, to be in a relationship with certain women who may or may not want at some point in time to be with you, or with, you know, a woman to be with a man. That happens whether you are married to them or not. They could change your mind. If you don't sum up your whole mission of being in this form in this life to that one relationship, then you will see life is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. It is only based on your conditionings that you have received that you think this matter is more important than the life itself. And that has a lot to do with how you have been conditioned and the role of your psyche in making you think and feel the way you do. Otherwise, it has nothing to do with the truth. It has to do with what role your ego plays, how you follow your ego, what are your fears, the role of desire and pleasure, how you see them in relation to your life. All of that, it's as simple as that. Yet some of you make that so humongously big that you think being with a certain woman, having a relationship with her, which is stemming from pleasure, but you make it be more than that. You kind of want to think, no, it's not about sex, it's not about pleasure, it's about, then what is it about? What is she doing? She's the pathway to oxygen that you receive? No. So search for why she's so important to you into your fears and desire for pleasure and ego and your conditionings, and you will see that you have made a god out of her or out of a relationship in your mind. And without her, life is perfect. Life is continuing for everybody else. Why can't it continue for you without her? What has she got to do with the essence of life? She doesn't. Your desire, your pleasure, your ego, that has. Your conditioning, that has. Your consciousness, that has given her that kind of an echelon. Now, when you focus on that, you will see that you're giving too much importance to that relationship. Now, of course, we can talk about it further, but I want to hear a little bit from you before I continue. So, everybody, let's deal with Sid first, and then we'll come back to other questions. In Estonia, it's 10:30. Ah, okay. Sid says, yes, I am in my final year doing my... Okay. Sid says, my girlfriend broke up with me last month. On 12th October, do you know I have had girlfriends in the past? I hope you did. Unless you live in a monastery. What are you, age what? Age what? 30 what? Let me see. Let me remember what age you said you have. 34. No? No, not 34. Sid, where are you? Sid, what is your age? I can't find it here. Sid, what is your age? Ah, 30. So, I hope you had girlfriends before. Age 30, if you didn't, maybe you live in a monastery. So and he says, this was such a beautiful relationship. Ah, the key word here is what? This was. You say this was, but you treat it as if it still is. Was, finished, gone. At one time, she was bringing such quality to the relationship that the relationship could have been as you described it. But what is she bringing into it now? Not that. If she's not bringing what makes a relationship beautiful, then why do you still want her? Thinking that because once she made that relationship beautiful, now that she's not offering that, she's not making that beautiful, it's still a desirable relationship. Why? Because you're not looking at her the way she is now. You're perceiving her, you're looking at her, but you're thinking of her how she used to be. Not realizing that she, like anything else in this world, changes. every atom and molecules changes, and she's changed. Her consciousness is changed. Her understanding of standards and ability to understand or appreciate your qualities is changed. She's no longer able to. And that's not a reflection on you. It's a reflection on her. So you got to look at her the way she is. And the way she is, she's unqualified. If such a girl with this kind of a behavior, this kind of an approach or interaction with you or effect on you would show up in your life right now, you would disqualify. You would not find her qualified because she's not providing the kind of atmosphere where such relationship that you're looking for could be born. So you would disqualify that girl that would show up right now and behaving like she does, but you still want her. Why? She's proving to you she's no longer who she used to be. She's this new girl. And if it was any other girl, you would disqualify her. Why don't you disqualify this one? Because you have memories. And you think your memories are a living thing. No. The memories are dead. You should not perceive her. You should look at her, exactly see her as her truth is today, and judge her for that, qualify or disqualify her for that. Not based on the pleasure that you receive from her, or you received and you have that in your memory. Because most of you guys, not you per se here, but most of people, most of men, try to bring solution to their lives through pleasure. Pleasure seems to be the currency to resolve challenges and needs and bring solution to problems, to things that you want to handle in life. You're bringing solution to your life through pleasure. So you think because through a relationship with her, you had pleasure, for whatever reason, however, sexual intimacy, companionship, whatever it was, and because that pleasure you would receive from that relationship, then you think, and through pleasure, you would find your life complete and not much necessity to accomplish things that you should accomplish to make your life with higher quality. But when you have pleasure, you diminish your efforts to accomplish things in your life that are really important for the quality of your life. And that would give you a certain kind of a laziness or a false sense of security. And you're now trying to tell yourself that if I had that pleasure, then that means I wouldn't have to do all these other things that I should do to bring a more quality to my life. And that's a certain kind of a laziness. This could be a blessing in disguise that is telling you you're more than this. You can't settle just because you have a girl that you like, and therefore you kind of settle down in the things that you can accomplish in life. Because pleasure fulfills that urge to make better thing out of yourself. You become settled and satisfied and feel you're accomplished because you're receiving pleasure, and pleasure fools you. And this could be a blessing in disguise, that now you have to bring your full potential and not be duped by having a sense of security through the pleasure that you had through that relationship, and then not fulfill your full potentials. So if you look at it, if you look at her the way she really is, and if something like that would show up in your life, you would disqualify her because she's not complying with the standards or your expectations, then you would see, well, nothing's gone wrong. In fact, you're free. You can finish your education, your studies, get your PhD, get a good job, have money, and you're a good person, accomplished, developed. You will have many other women, wonderful women, have gravitation towards you because you've made something good out of yourself, because you can provide, because you have good education, because you can make money. These are all pluses for you. Now, anybody has the right to choose whatever they want for their life. And this is what her understanding is. And so be it. The life hasn't come to an end just because you can't be with this woman. What has she done for the world? That she's so all that. So all she is to you is a way to become lazy by providing yourself pleasure. And through pleasure, you want to solve, bring solution to your life. And thinking that your life is not complete because you have pleasure. And this relationship would have given you pleasure. All kinds of pleasure. But you can't rely on pleasure to bring smooth sailing in life. Problems will still arrive. And so you should focus on your abilities to navigate challenges of life, not based on that I have pleasure, so therefore I'm secure. Because I feel good. And feeling good make you think that you're secure. And that's why many people keep drinking alcohol. It gives them a certain pleasure and make them feel like they don't have to do anything else. Or some people end up using drugs because that gives them certain pleasure. And through pleasure, they feel invincible, that they don't need anything else to be accomplished. And relationship is a sort of like that too. Through the pleasure you receive through a relationship, you feel like everything's incomplete. I don't have to do much more anymore. And that sense of false security makes you really think this relationship is far more important than it actually is. So when it breaks up, you think the whole life has ended. To the point that some silly people talk about suicide and all that. What kind of nonsense is that? So all that effort that your parents went through to raise you from childhood, feed you, protect you, eventually you have an opportunity to go to another country and study, get your PhD, and all that, all the things that were at work to bring you to where you are, it's all worth only as much as you feeling the pleasure of being with a woman. That's it. The rest of the sacrifices that's been done for you to be where you are is nonsense, bullshit. Your mom, your dad, everything else, your teachers, everything, garbage. All is between her legs. That's unfortunate if a man with your education and perseverance who have come to be to a level that you are, obviously, would think in that way. Give it the number that it deserves. Okay, it's bad. A relationship breaking up is always bad. Okay, fine. It has a number. But it doesn't have a number to make you think about silly things, or some people think about suicide. What the fuck for? What for? Who died and left her in charge for the well-being of this world, that if she takes that away from you, suddenly you can't see a goddamn thing in this world that has so much to offer? And your role in this universe is so important, whether you know it or not, affects other people's lives, that you're so silly that you're willing to let go all that important mission and duties that you have in affecting other people's life, just because you can't be between her legs. How disrespectful is that to other people's life and your mission and your duty and your role in this life, and to yourself, and the things that you can accomplish, and the whole opportunity of life. When your mom and dad tried to make you, there were 300 million sperms that was produced. Out of all that 300 million, all of them were sacrificed, but so you can win. So you can be the chosen one. So you can be born. And all of that and everything else from then until now is nothing but a relationship with her can replace all that. Yeah? That's the price of it. I think you need to re-examine your value system. And you will see life is bigger than one relationship. Is bigger than whims or decisions or wants or not wants of a woman or a man when the two are in a relationship. Life is far bigger, more important than pleasure. Pleasure is part of life. Pleasure is not entirety of life. Life is far superior, bigger designs for it. You have a big role in this life. Your role is not here to eat and shit and then fuck and then study and make money and that's it. You affect other people's life by just being. The timeline changes because you're here. The things and every little bit that you do, you have a responsibility to that. You can't just say, I want this, I want that. If I can't get it, then I'm gonna go, I think about suicide. That's not becoming of an intelligent man. So I want you to put your judgment hat on. Sit out and make your decision and look at your life from the eye of the consciousness. Get out of your consciousness and see the world as it is, not limited to the knowledge and the experiences that you have and abilities to understand that you have in your consciousness. Beyond that, take the virtual reality goggle, which is your consciousness, out and see the world as it is in entirety, and then tell me that this whole thing, this whole story, is all summed up in one relationship with this girl. And if she doesn't want you, she's the essence of life. And then nothing matters. Is that what you're saying? I bet you won't. See the world for what it is. See its opportunities. And this is your chance to learn about life and the importance of your life, rather than thinking your relationship is the most important thing in your life. And understand it's only part of your life. It's a fragment of it. That's it. It's a game. Enjoyed it, learned it, doesn't work, okay. Sorry about it. Yeah, painful, but I'll be okay. I'll go over it. And look and focus on other opportunities out there, because there are lots of them out there, especially in relationship level. So many beautiful, wonderful, appreciative, well-mannered, loyal, supportive, compatible women out there. You haven't met them yet. You're only what, 30 years old? Don't make decisions in life. Don't look at life with the eye of this, hormones. Look at it with the eye that is unlimited in its field of vision. That's how you can see the whole world, and then you can see the possibilities. Don't be bogged down with just one experience. That was an experience, okay, enjoy it, great. Wish her well and wish yourself well. Respect yourself. I hope you will think about what we talked about here, and I go on to the next. Okay, she broke up because of her anxieties and insecurities. She's Christian and was a bit close-minded. She didn't like the fact that I was from India, that I do yoga and meditation or so. Okay, so why do you want her there? The whole relationship is about compatibility. She's not compatible. That's fine. That's fine. Move on. You are just making her look like she's the only woman in this life. She has her life decided for herself. She wanted in a certain way. She's conditioned in a certain way in her consciousness. That's her expectation and conditioning. Based on that, she's making decision for her life. And that's okay too. For you, is the same. And you should now also not be so close-minded to think that this is the only woman for you. Why? She's got so many differences with you, culturally, in your consciousness, in her conditionings and backgrounds, religion, everything. So why would you want to put yourself through that? I gave everything up. I even got baptized for her. That was your first mistake. You do not give everything up for anyone other than your children. No one deserves to be given up everything that you have. Only children. Even that, if you're not there for them, you can't give up anything for them. So you got to take care of yourself as well. You don't change your religion because you just want to be with a girl. You don't change your whole consciousness. You just try to understand each other's consciousness and respect each other the way you guys been conditioned, and become aware of it, rather than trying to switch things and labels so then it will fit in their consciousness and they will feel secure the fact that you have the same label as I have. I am Buddhist, I am too. I am Christian, I am too. I am a Muslim, I am too. I am this, I am too. So that means what? That means now that we are from the same religion, then we are totally compatible? Haven't you seen? So many millions of people are from the same religion, they still end up in divorce. So it has nothing to do with having the same religion that makes the relationship work or not. It has a lot to do, and all it have to do, with your consciousness. All the conditionings, the fears, desire, and ego, understanding all that and their role in your life. So, see it through. That was actually maybe the best thing that has happened to you. Obviously wasn't going to work with all those insecurities or anxieties or concerns or differences in compatibility as far as she was concerned. And you are sacrificing all that for what? Why? Why do you sacrifice your core values just to be what? Be accepted by a woman who can give you what? The air that you breathe? Or no, what you desire. Don't fall for your desire. Don't follow your desire. If she would do the same thing, become a Hindu, or whatever your religion is, and give up everything, in a way you would have lost respect for her, because then you think that she thinks you're better than her in such an echelon, and you may not think so highly of yourself, and then you will say, if she thinks of me that much, but I don't think I'm that much, but she thinks of me that much, then she might not be that much, because I don't think I'm much. Why is she giving up so much for me? So you kind of lose that echelon in her mind. And by doing all these things, you give up everything for her, you became a doormat. And she now thinks she's better than you. Which is a lesson for you to learn. You can be flexible and compromise for the good of a relationship, but you don't give up everything that is what you're all about. You compromise, you understand each other, but you don't have to give up your religion. I'm not religion myself. I don't believe that you need to have a certain religion to be a good human being. And perhaps a religion could be defined in different ways. And the universal life and energy perhaps is a religion or not. Definitely not an organized religion. But your mentality is important, not the brand of the religion that you have. But in any way, whatever it is that you believe, you're not supposed to give it up and bring that kind of a shake-up, an earthquake in your own foundation and your own consciousness just so you can acquire a certain kind of a status with your partner, or perhaps get a certain kind of a psychological security through the pleasure that you receive from her. That is a big cost. And eventually, one day, you will say, I spent too much to acquire this status. You will have a buyer's remorse. Like you go and see a wonderful brand name, I don't know, suit, and you buy it and you pay so much money for it because you really wanted it, you really look good in it, and then later on you say, holy shit, that was a little bit too much. I feel stupid. And that would become a point of resentment. Now, you're giving up everything for your girlfriend, or the girlfriend gives up everything for a boyfriend, that everything becomes the point of resentment later on. Not when you're in heat of wanting that you want to acquire it, your ego, your desire, everything, and your competition, and I'm better than everybody. I can acquire, I can get her, and she wants to get the guy, and they sacrifice so much, too much, for their own ego and desires, and then later on they think about it, and it's like a buyer's remorse. Why did I give up my religion? Why did I give up this? Why did I give up my parents? Why did I give up place of residence? Then they become angry, unreasonable. So this could be a blessing in disguise, and then you can learn from it. Go on and choose better next time. Just because she doesn't want to be with you doesn't mean anything wrong with you. It's a reflection on her. And you wish her well and wish yourself well. That's it. You're the one who's getting the PhD. Go build a life. Don't be a wuss. And don't think about those silly things that you wrote in the email. That's not becoming of an educated man. Go see the life, the opportunity, and your duties and a mission that you have on this earth. Go fulfill it. That's not about just getting a relationship and then, okay, I have fulfilled my life. No, there's a lot more to it than a relationship. I hope you feel better now and see the truth. Focus on your goals and plans. Go get that PhD. Don't let that get fucked up, because that cannot come back. But the relationship and women, you will find better women and you will have a wonderful, wonderful life. But this, you cannot allow it to be sacrificed. Go get your education done with clear conscience that you will have far better women, more compatible with you. That's a guaranteed. Go enjoy your life. Now, Majid says, Mehran Aziz, I know you're not a dating coach, but have you any advice about approaching or talking to someone you're attracted to? For example, how to be in a GD state. What is GD? Good state? What does that mean? Maybe grounding yourself before it's a... She's making too big a deal, because you're going in there focusing on your appetite. It's like you're in the line of an ice cream shop and you're focusing on the taste of the ice cream. It doesn't help, doesn't let you think that you're there to buy an ice cream. That's it. And see if you like the ice cream. See what you expect from ice cream. Read the ingredients. Not just because you want to taste the ice cream so you can't even see what it is, as long as it says ice cream, and the ingredients, the date of it, is it good quality, is it good brand, is it not, how much is it? None of that, just ice cream. Then you're gonna mess up. You think it's so big. What? It's an ice cream. It's a girl you like. Go say hello. What's gonna happen? You're not afraid of her. You're afraid of how you're gonna feel versus your own ego if she doesn't respond the way you hope that she would. You want to say hello to her just so that you can go out with her. No, just say hello to her because she's a human being and you like to say hello. That's all. Maybe you like to get to know her. That's it. Don't try to sign a contract right away. Hello, would you go out with me? No. Just say hello and pass by. Next day you say another hello. A few days later you say, hi, how's your day? That's it. Okay, have a nice day. Bye. Slowly. And then you become familiar. Then perhaps you guys talk about other things. I don't know if it's university, you know, what courses you take, where you come from. You know, it's a nice day today. Simple. Don't make it a heavy thing. Just say hello. It's not a big deal. You're afraid of rejection. That's why it's a big deal. Don't be afraid of rejection. Rejection is part of man's life. You're a man. You're supposed to get rejected. If you're a salesman, you understand what rejection is. Every rejection that you get, you're one step closer to a successful sales transaction. Every rejection you get from a girl that you properly, respectfully, cordially approach and get to know, you're one step closer to the one that would be more compatible to reciprocate your cordial behavior, your approach, your reaching out. So it's not a big deal. Don't make it to be a big deal. It's a human being. You don't look at her as a human being. You look at her as a pleasure and that you really want and desire. That's why it gives you the shivers. Look at her as a person. She has a consciousness, she has needs, and she's doing her studies or whatever her work is, and she's no God. It's your desire for a pleasure that you receive from a relationship with that person that makes you think, oh, it's so difficult to talk to her. No, it's not difficult. It's either she will say, fine, thank you, how are you? Or hello back. Or she will turn around and says, don't talk to me. If she does that, she's an idiot, because that's not a proper way to respond to hello. If she's not interested, she can just say hello and just walk away. But she's not going to be rude, so what are you scared of? She's probably a nice human being, and you say hello, she will say hello, and then you pass by. Don't bother her anymore. And if you talk to her later on, a couple of words, how is your day? If she was surprised and didn't reciprocate, then that's the end of it. But if she did, then that's another step forward. It's not a big deal. Okay, Jesse Schmidt says, finally, Mehran, finally I can join again. Oh, good. What was wrong? You were absent? What happened? You couldn't? Oh, because we couldn't be on YouTube. You couldn't see the connection problems that we had. Is that what it is? Well, anyhow, I'm delighted that you're here. Jessie, female, 23, Netherlands. And she asks, how can I change my subconscious? I often fall back into core thoughts because my parents weren't there for me when I was a child. Like I'm not good, worthy enough. I'm done being like this. Well, you're not a child anymore. You don't have to be connected with the things that you thought about yourself when you were a child. You're a grown-up woman. You know that you're so valuable. You know your capabilities. You know that everyone is valuable, and you are one of the everyones in this world, and you have a mission here like everybody else. You're important in this whole puzzle of life. You're important to everybody else's life, even if you don't know them and they don't know you. The fact that you're here makes a difference in the whole chemistry of the world. The changes that come about and the solutions that come about because of your existence, these are all what gives us each value. It's not about who says something about me, who doesn't. Maybe somebody says something good about me and somebody says something bad about me. What happened then? I become now zero, a good and a bad nullify each other. It's not about counting how many opinions. It's not a voting system. I'm not running for office. In life, my worth and value is determined by me. How am I affecting my life? How am I affecting other people's lives around me? How am I affecting positively the society? What are my conducts? Have I turned to be a bad person? Do I wish ill for others? Am I involved in negative activities? Do I affect other people's lives negatively? Do I do illegal things? Do I bring harm to anybody? You will see none of that exists in most of us. And that is what you can decide, hey, of course, then obviously I'm a positive force in this universe. And that makes me very valuable. It doesn't need somebody else to tell me. Who are they to tell me of my value? I could have believed that when I was a kid. A school teacher would say that, and according to the conditions that I had received, the school teacher should have told me if I'm a good boy or not. But I've always heard it from others about me. You're a good boy, you're a bad boy, you did bad, you did good. Good job, good grade. Oh, now you're not a kid anymore. You can see it. I'm in harmony with my nature. I'm not harming anyone. I'm learning things. I'm taking steps and efforts to better my life, learn things more, bring solutions to my challenges or world challenges, whatever it is that I can do, even if it's just voting. So then you shouldn't have any problem with your values at all. The fact that you're aware of it should tell you that you're very valuable, that you've become aware of that. None of that was actually logical or made sense or senseful. It was the opinions of the others based on which they would want to express their position on us, whether to help us to learn better or to be more disciplined or to control us to make life easier for themselves, because we were children and we were, running around doing stuff. And later on, maybe depending on their own lack of ability to be worthy, or to, in their mind, the way they could feel important was to bring you down and make you feel unimportant. That would make them feel important. Some people are like that. By putting down others, that's the only way they can feel important. Maybe some people that you encountered in life were of that kind of a sort. Which that doesn't mean that they were right. It just means that they were really had big shortcomings in understanding how to affect others positively and help the young ones to find their own values and encourage them. So it was a shortcoming on them, their lack of education, lack of ability to be a good role model, to encourage and bring power to youngsters. So none of them is your shortcomings. So when you understand all these, your consciousness will change. And you don't have to separate consciousness and subconscious. They're all the same. If somebody decided to say, oh, this part is subconscious, this guy is it's all part of that, part of the same thing. So when you focus on understanding all these, that is all part of conditionings, that they have put this idea in your head. When you were a child, you had no other way to analyze this, and you accepted that. And as long as you accepted that, that's what you thought of yourself. Now that you can see how it came to be, you don't have to accept that, then you will think differently of yourself. And right now, this whole understanding that we just talked about changes your consciousness. And that's how you change your consciousness. You think about how you came about to have that kind of a belief or knowledge in your memory, and then you analyze it where it came from. Then you understand the source was not reliable, and the whole process of it becoming part of your thinking is not reliable. Therefore, you simply understand why it's not reliable, and that knowledge and understanding helps you get rid of it and bring about a different understanding about yourself. You value yourself through your accomplishments, efforts, analysis, not based on the conditionings and the opinions you receive through your life from other people's words. Words have power. They have meanings in dictionary. And just because they have meanings in dictionary and that's already registered, that doesn't mean that the person who utters it, it actually should affect you. Instead of focusing on the meaning of the word, you should focus on the source that it's coming from. Because the words have power and meaning, and its meaning is registered in dictionary, and you believe that's what it means. But that's what it means, but that doesn't mean it describes you, because look at the source. Look, if the source of an opinion about how I play piano, I don't play piano, but just in case I did, if the word that is uttered about me playing piano is like, oh, you play really bad, or you play really good, they each have a meaning. They could affect me in a certain way because good means something and I'm aware of its meaning, and the bad means something and I'm aware of its meaning, or whatever opinion is uttered, it is made from words, and those words have meanings, and those meanings I'm aware of them and I've accepted these meanings for those words. But that's not what I should focus on. I should focus on the source that it comes from. If the guy who tells me I play so well is the guy who doesn't know how piano is played, it's not worth much. But if Mozart says, that's a different source. If the Mozart says you don't play good, then okay, that means something. If he says you play good, then it means something different. But so I got to focus on the source of the comment, not the comment. Think about it. So when you look at the sources that you received your evaluation, you can see why you can disqualify the sources, therefore the evaluations are disqualified. And now you can rebuild it. I hope that's something for you to start or think about. Let's move on to Gary says, good evening, Mehran. Gary 55 UK. Hello, Gary. And I have Stefan says, greetings from Connecticut, Mehran. Hello, Stefan. Puria says, by the way, I study medicine, and thanks to you, I'm over my ex after months. You're an angel, sir. Well, Puria, I'm delighted to hear that. Good for you. Oh, I've got a few more from Puria. I should read those. Oh, let me go back to where. Okay. Bartos says, male 22. Hey, I'm starting to feel good with my actual situation. I even know that for this moment, girlfriend is the last thing which I need. I have to finish university, make first million. There we go. That's my boy. Go to it. How to handle the loneliness during this process. You're not lonely. You're with your books. You have a mission. You have a plan. There's nothing lonely about it. It's like saying, well, I'm just sitting here to, kind of course, this is not politically correct, and we don't mean to refer that killing a bird is good, but just to deliver a point. I'm sitting here and hiding in the bushes to get to, shoot a bird to get some food because I'm hungry, my family is hungry and all that. But it's so lonely. Nobody's around. Well, that's what you need in order to be able to create a situation where you can actually focus on what you're trying to accomplish. So you can't say, well, I want to do this, but I still want lots of people around me and lots of noise. Well, you will have to, be in a lonely position in order to be fully focused and create that situation where you can attain what you're hoping to attain. Of course, that wasn't the best example because, now he's talking about, something that okay, let's say you're hiding to kill a carrot. Anyhow, you know what I mean. So sometimes to do something, you got to create a certain kind of a quiet. Let's say you want to study, and you got to create a quietness. No music, no parties around. You got to go to some corner in the library, and it's quiet so you can focus. But then you say, but it feels so lonely. Well, that's what you have to do in order to get something accomplished. And sometimes it has to be singular and create that kind of an atmosphere. And it's not lonely. You have a mission. You're doing something. You're fixing something so sensitive. A watch. So it has to be no, agitations, no sound, no music, no whatnot, no distraction. So you can focus on it. That's not being lonely. That's creating an atmosphere where it's most suitable for you to accomplish what you want to accomplish. So your study is the same. That's what you got to do. It's not loneliness. You want it to be that way so you can focus on what you need to accomplish. It says, sometimes I just would like to hug my ex, but I know that is impossible. It's not about hugging her. You want pleasure. You want companionship. You want somebody to give you, fluff your ego, say you're such a good person, you're making good efforts, good for you. We all need that, you know, elusive, beautiful hug. But it comes a time when that is available, and that is the time for it. But now you have a mission, so focus on that, and that's not being lonely. And Purya says, hello, dear Mehran. Hello, Purya. I am 19 and I live in Iran. Oh, okay, so you reached me from there. I didn't think that too many people can reach me. Sometimes we had a few Iranians could reach us. One from Shiraz, I believe, or Isfahan, was it? I'm not sure. But anyhow, good that you could reach us here. And as you know, we are struggling in economical issues 24/7. In my age, I have nothing to do but to study, and that's what exactly I'm trying to do. Good for you. Purya says, the only problem is my stepdad and mama are both talking about depression, sadness, the terrible stuff all day, every day, and it stops me from studying hard and makes me think about the same topics as they think. Is there any way to stop negative thoughts? I can't focus on my own lessons and stuff. Well, I know there are difficulties, and your mom and stepdad are talking about challenges and the economic situations and things that they're going through. I don't think you meant they're having trouble between the two of them and they're depressed because of the relationship. I think you meant they're talking about negative things because there are negative issues that is being focused in the country, and the issues that they are focusing is about the whole environment and the challenges that is felt in that neck of the wood right now. And if that's the case, then you ask yourself, thinking about that sort of stuff, would it bring a solution? Has it brought any solution? Keep thinking and talking about that stuff. And has it brought any solution to the load of studies that you have to go through? Has it helped your studies? Of course you will say no. So if it has had no positive effect on your life, on your mood, on your studies, why would you keep thinking about it? That would be the sole reason for you to say, oh, I don't want to entertain it. Okay, these problems exist, but this, what I'm doing, is going to be an avenue for me to get rid of those problems. Because once I get my education done, I would be able to get my diploma and certificate, then I can get a better job, and then these problems that seem so big right now, financial, whatever else it might be, it will at least give me a way out, or puts me in a position that I can deal with it better. Whether it is the money that I would need, whether it's the position, whether it would be somehow that I can shield myself from it, because what I'm doing is going to help me to deal with these problems that they're talking about. But talking about these problems and taking away from the time that I have to study and get ready and pass my exams and accomplish what I've set out to accomplish is just going to be detrimental to the goals that I want to achieve. So when you understand that, then you see there's no benefit in actually being affected by all those thoughts. Let them deal with those, and you just deal with what you have to deal. That's your duty and responsibility. That's your project. That's theirs. Separate them. You're not involved. They're doing the thing, they're making the money for you, and they're providing whatever it is they're providing. Your only job is to not worry about helping them or worry about what they talk about. That's their level of involvement in that. Your level of involvement and duty to accomplish in life is this, your studies. That's it. Once that's done, then you can join them and talk about that. So everything at its own time. Take a break from it. Says, okay, I understand that and I want to discuss that with them as well and help them and, you know, be in that discussion. But that's not the time. You know? Everything has its own time. It's not the time for that. The time for that, what has urgency is your studies. So focus on that. Once that's done, then you can say, okay, I'm also reciprocating and I'm also sensitive to that. Let's talk about that. So everything has its own time. So by the fact that this is not the time for that, then you can focus on this and don't pay attention to that. That's all I can say for you, because that is something that you should really believe that that is not going to do you any good. Keep thinking about it. What does it do? Just focus on building what you're trying to build. Focus on that. Yeah, to stop your negative thoughts, you just focus on what it is that you should be learning. While you're submerged thoroughly into that, the negative thoughts will disappear. The negative thoughts are here. As long as you keep looking at it, they will be there. An effort to be made to accomplish something important is here. Then you turn your head back this way and focus on that. Then naturally this negative thought, which is here, will disappear because you're not looking at it, you're not thinking, you're not involved in it. You're involved in this process of building something, developing, creating something, learning something, advancing, progressing. And that's what you should be focused on. Leave the negative thoughts on its own. They will disappear, decimate by itself when you're focused on this. So just keep focused on your studies. All right. S. Lidico says, if there is a child 5-year-old, rather wait and stay in marriage until he... Now, remember guys, the protocol was you tell me where you're tuning in from, how old you are, if you're a man or woman, what your gender is. This all helps me to deliver my response properly, at least tailor-made as much as possible to your culture, to your background, to your age, to your gender. So give me that info. S, I don't know what S is, a man, woman, how old, where. So please help me out. I'll get back to your question. Pablo says, hi Mehran, I apologize if this is inappropriate, and if it is you do not have to answer, but I cannot stop masturbating. Do you have any tips on how to quit this addiction? 20 Mail USA. No, it's not an addiction. You're 20 years old, or hormones are going off the chart, and that's what you do. That's what dudes at that age do. So it's not a problem, and it's not inappropriate. It's part of everyone's, in your case, especially every boy's life. And it's not a problem. It's not an addiction. It's just something that you gotta do. So go to it. Just make sure that interest will not end up making you to have sex with any woman that comes your way, because you got to get to know them. You got to think of them as a human being, not just sex object. And have safe sex. Make sure that your urges will not control your ability to see it clear that, is this the right person? Is this girl okay? If you guys are practicing safe sex or not. So don't let pleasure get to you and make you become careless. Otherwise, if it's just masturbating, just go to it, enjoy yourself. Don't worry about it too much. All right. Sid says, it is just so amazing listening to you. It is so very soothing. I will write you an email and I hope I can speak to you on Skype soon. I cannot tell you how amazing I am feeling right now by listening to you. You're so inspiring. Well, I only told you the truth. And if you believe in truth, enjoy your life. Life is much more important and far bigger than your urges, your desires, which fools us, makes us, this desire for pleasure is everything. Because through pleasure, we end up feeling that we need nothing else. While we're experiencing pleasure, we feel like there's nothing in this world that we're missing, and we have everything while we may not have nothing. While we may not have anything, we will feel that we have everything, we're fulfilled, and we don't need anything at all whatsoever. That's when we are in that place of pleasure. But don't let that fool you to make you actually think that pleasure is actually that important. It's not. It's important for you because when you're there, you think you don't need anything else and you don't have to accomplish anything and everything is perfect. And we're all always trying to make our life perfect. And when we find something that makes us feel, even so falsely, that our life is perfect through pleasure, because at the time of pleasure, we're not thinking about anything else. We're not even aware of ourselves, let alone know that if there is something we should accomplish or not. We think we don't need anything, and at that moment, we think our life is fulfilled, perfect. And then we think pleasure is perfection in life. Pleasure equal, wrongly so, pleasure equals a perfect life. That's what we think. That's why we are so devastated when we lose a girlfriend, because we think the girlfriend brings pleasure, and the pleasure is perfect life, therefore she leaves, therefore I don't have perfect life. That's bullshit. So you got to be aware of that and understand pleasure is what fools you to think it's everything, because when you have pleasure, you think you have everything and you don't need anything, and that fools you. And you should be smarter than that. So, go on, live your life. Don't get fooled by the power of pleasure. Pleasure must be subservient to you, your center, you, who you are, not you following the pleasure. Through desire, you fulfill pleasure, and through that you fluff your ego, and then the ego and the pleasure and the desire and all, and the fears all get together and make you feel like that whatever it is that you got the pleasure from is actually important and a way to go. No, there's so many other things that can give you pleasure, and only when it's worthy and it's good and you're in control of it, and don't sacrifice everything for pleasure. Pleasure is just pleasure. That's it. All right. Bartos says, my ex is studying medicine. I'm finishing computer science, what I really love. I have a job, I'm earning well, but I noticed that because of glorifying my ex, I still have kind of medicine complex. Are you kidding me? What nonsense is that? You do what you love. What does that mean? Medicine, engineering, lawyer, this and that. All of that is bullshit. It's just field of study. It has nothing to do with the quality of the person. What you study, what you learn, what you accomplish, what you work, what you put efforts into in life must be something that you enjoy, you like, you love. Not because you're conditioned by the community, by the society, by people who raise you where you live in, that if you are an engineer, or if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, then you're a better person. Who says that? I know so many lawyers and engineers and doctors are assholes. Have nothing to do with what you study. Your center, you have nothing to do with the field of your study. Do not associate the character of a person by simply focusing on what they have studied. Oh, she's an engineer. Engineer means precision. So that means she's precise in her life. She's an engineer. That's her field of study. And she could still be an asshole and a psychopath. Or he's an engineer, or he could be a psychopath. That has nothing to do. Oh, she's a doctor. He's a doctor. So what does that mean? Oh, it's healing, so he must have a healing effect. No, that's his profession. That's her know-how. But he could still be good or bad. A wonderful person or an asshole person. That has nothing to do with the character of the person. There's so many weird people who go into different fields. Or a lawyer. All the same. You need to understand what makes you a good person, what doesn't. What is your consciousness about? Understand the center of yours. What is the role of ego, desire, pleasure, fear in your life? Understand your psyche and build yourself from inside. Become aware of yourself internally and your relationship and interaction with life as a whole. And that is how you become a better person or not better person. Being aware and your contribution and how you positively affect the society and community around you, people around you, and how you help the world to become a better place. This is how you are judged and you become a better person or not by what you've studied and what you can do. That's your expertise. That's how you make your money. There's nothing to do with your actual, the way you are and who you are. So don't make that mistake that she studied medicine, then I have a complex of, no, what the heck? She's not interested in you because of what you study, what your job is, because what kind of person you are. And that no other doctor or somebody who has studied medicine can provide her, because you are unique, and that is what resonation that she is attracted to. And that should be the way. If she's not the right girl for you. If she's looking for some job to be her boyfriend, well, then she can go, I don't know, become boyfriend with a book, or, I don't know. It's a person that she's having a relationship with, and that person is you. That's how you roll. That's how you resonate, and that is resonating with her. So it's nothing to do with her having this job or that job. What does that mean? She's a doctor. So what? Is she a good human being? That's how you should judge her. Not because she's got this education. So, okay, she's got the education. But is she a good human being? Is she compatible to you? That's what you should be focusing on. I feel worse than people who are studying medicine. I feel that her new boyfriend, who will be a doctor, is somehow better than me. Yeah, bullshit. Don't believe in that nonsense that you just said. Just don't. Doctor. How many doctors have fucked up on, curing people that they didn't? What does that mean? That they're still a good person? How many doctors are selfish and they don't really attend to their patients? What does that doctor or engineer or lawyer mean, or scientist mean? Nothing. It just means a know-how of something. But it's more important than that is humanity. What kind of human you are, what kind of boyfriend you are, what kind of girlfriend she is. If that's what she is and that's what she left you for, or what is it? Are you in a relationship or you broke up or something? Oh, your ex. Oh, gives a shit. That's an ex. You already should have been over thinking about who she goes out with or she doesn't. Who gives a shit? You go on, make your life, and find a woman. You want to live with a woman, not live with the education of that woman. See who she is, what she offers you, how she resonates with you, interacts with you. That's what builds a life. You can't build life on someone's education, and that education does not describe that how she's going to treat you, how loyal, supportive, friendly, cordial, team worthy she is or not. So get that shit out of your head and move on. I have had a dream, he says, that I see my ex with her new guy in an expensive car. Oh, fuck. Don't even talk like that. Who gives a shit? Expensive car, so what? What does it have to do with humanity and the compatibility that is necessary for a relationship? While I'm sleeping on the street. Ah, really? We have expression in Farsi. This is not politically correct, but that's the expression. It's a woman's dream is not correct. It's false. So I don't know, maybe you're a woman, that because woman's dream is false. These are all nonsense that you're dreaming about. Usually when our friends would have come up with some kind of a weird dream, even though they were boys, we would say, oh, woman's dream is false, just to make them understand that it's just a dream. And even man or woman, we just wanted to emphasize that a dream is just a dream. So get over that. You're thinking about it all day. So when you sleep, you dream of the stuff that you dreamed about, you thought about all day long. It has nothing to do with reality. So that's ridiculous fear because my career is really futuristic. Why I have such complex? Because you're an idiot. And I meant that with love, not to disrespect you. Because I'm pissed off that you think of yourself such an accomplished, good man, instead of really giving yourself kudos and enjoy your life and the work that you do, and then, you know, go out there and meet other women and be friend with them and treat them right, and then see who's compatible and worthy and qualified of being friend with you and make a relationship with them. Who cares about this girl? Doctor, so what? What? You can't build a relationship with a job of a woman. You make a relationship with the woman herself. A doctor or engineer or whatever the shit it may be, I don't care. What kind of quality is she bringing into your life? That's a woman. Even if your woman doesn't have more than a high school education, but she's a woman that you can count on. She understands and educates herself by reading, researching, understanding, paying attention to life, and appreciating small blessings in life, and providing a comfortable surroundings for herself, for you, and you for herself, for her, and for you. Together, you build something. That's what relationship is all about. It's not about how much money the one has or what kind of job or education is. Nonsense. All right, I hope that will be something for you to start fixing up your twisted way of thinking about these sort of things. All right. Iceman says, thank you. For what? I'm in a predicament right now, Iceman says. Figuring things out, but it's been hard. Yeah, well, things are hard, but it's not impossible. Remember my motto, it's not important how difficult it is. It's important that it's possible. You focus on the possibility of accomplishing something, not on how difficult it is to do that thing that you want to accomplish. All right. Excalibur says, hola Mehran, hola Excalibur. Hope you're doing well. That was definitely a Lamborghini that just passed near you, near your window, and you didn't give a damn. Haha, I love it. Well, you know, we're discussing, so I don't know what kind of car it was. Carpe Diem says thumbs up from, oh yeah, guys, thank you Carpe Diem for reminding everyone. Please, there are 17 of you right now. Please make sure you click on the like of the live stream if you like what's going on here, and that will help us. So just take a moment and do it right now. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe and click on the bell and make sure you choose always rather than occasionally, so to be alerted when I go live and the new videos are uploaded. And I thank you for that. So there were 20 watching. Yesterday that I had a live talk, there were 27 or 17 of us, and I only had 13 likes. Heartbroken. So don't be lazy, guys. If you're here more than 5 minutes, that means you like it. So bloody well push that click button, like button. All right. 20 watching, only 7 thumbs up. Yeah, that's disaster. Let's support this brilliant man. Yes, there we go. My promotional manager is here. It's easy. Just press thumbs up. That's right. I agree with Carpe Diem. Support is so important for such wise person. I am wise. My goodness. I feel having a little bigger head right now. I can't go through the walls, through the doors now. Thank you very much, Carpe Diem. I really appreciate it. Everybody, please be generous. If you think I am making effort to help everyone's challenges to any degree, then I think we could help each other by clicking like. That's the least you can do, and share the videos you like on your social media, and make comments on the videos that you watch. That will help the algorithm, and we need to be able to be more visible on YouTube so we can reach more people and help more people around the world. And don't forget to go on my site, mind@6truth.com, and take a look at the books. Click on the books, look at the table of contents, read the sample chapter, acquire them in the form of ebook because they're very inexpensive, and I highly recommend Me, My Psyche and I. Me, My Psyche and I. And for the ones who are wondering about what transient thoughts are, you can click on and acquire Transient Thoughts on Me, that explain to you what these thoughts that you didn't invite, they come into your head for, what are they, where they come from, what to do with them, do they represent you, what do they mean, how to manage them. And these are books that hardly are available out there. But you can acquire them for like what, $4.99 or $5.99, price of a cup of tea or coffee. Have it on your library for reference and read it whenever you feel like it. Different chapters, different time. They're not a story. They don't have to be one after the other. I'm sure you will find lots of interesting information there. All right. S says, I'm female 34. Okay, let's go back to S. Let's go back to S because I know that I waited for that answer before. If I can find it now. Disappeared on me. Ah, there it is. So S says, if there is a child 5-year-old, rather wait and stay in the marriage until he is older, or break up and move. If there are no abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, there is no danger to you, that child is the most important thing. It's a very difficult thing for me to decide for you, and I don't want to do that. But I want you to sit by yourself and think the things that the child will go through if you make that decision. And if you're making that decision for right reasons, or for the fact that you expected certain things and it's not happening, or you're impatient and you just want to have more fun and your responsibilities in life, and you wonder, you know, maybe you can get more fun by being with a different man or whatnot, figure out why you want to do that. Is the man bad? Is he abusing you? Does he raise his hand on you? Does it make you feel insecure? Make you feel afraid? Is it bringing harm to the child? If it's none of that is there, but it's just you who feel that you will have more fun or get your way or your lifestyle, whatever it is, well, that's not a good reason, because you made a commitment and now you have a child. The child is not the one who's deciding that wants to be away from you or from his dad. You may want to be separating from him, or he may want to separate from you. And then you're going to have another boyfriend, or he's going to have another girlfriend. And this child is going to be, dealing with something that he didn't have to deal with. He's going to feel upset. Everything's going to be weird. And why would you put him through that? Try to figure out how to deal with each other and figure out what the problems are. And if the problems are not the stuff that I mentioned, then perhaps there are different ways that you can come to increasing the quality of your life. Because that child is not going to look at it the way you're looking at it, or the father looks at it. There's going to be lots of other issues that the father or mother are not going to be really cooperating after divorce. If they're not going to really put him first, they're going to create hell for him by just having other people in his life. You will have another boyfriend or other boyfriends, because they come and go. Hey. And he may have other girlfriends, and the child feels like everybody is up to their own thing. And what about his way of psychological security? What about his security? What about his feeling of mom and dad? Stable, solid foundation. Maybe he won't be able to deal with it. Maybe he'll deal with it differently or difficult. There's something that you and your husband should decide together and figure out what is most important. Are you guys going to figure it out, or are you going to sacrifice the child for your own preferences, whatever it may be? Unless there is a certain danger that is facing you or the child from your husband, then what do you think this is? A holiday? This is a marriage. Figure it out. Sort it out. Deal with it. Together. Talk. Converse. Discuss. Create that atmosphere where things can change. Progress. Understood. Otherwise, it's always easy. Abandon ship, another ship, and another ship, another ship. And the kid take this child away, and you know what? He's not going to feel that stable ground underneath his feet. Some Joe Blow comes, your boyfriend, and another boyfriend, and another girlfriend there. And what are you guys doing with the child? I don't know what's going on there, so I can't be more clear about that. But my first hope would be that you guys will put your thinking hats on and figure out what effects you're making on the child's life and each other's life. And it's going to be the same shit with somebody else. It's not going to be that difficult, that different, unless you have some serious issues here, physical, mental, guys on drugs or alcoholic or beats you or abusive, or psychotic, or psychopathic behavior, narcissist, harms the child. Unless these things are there, then yeah. If none of these things are, of any concern or any threat, then figure it out. Just every time there's a storm, you can't jump from the ship to the other ship. Maybe you fall in the water. All I'm trying to tell you is that to think deep and judge well, focus on what's best for the child. Because, look, he didn't ask for it, for you guys to get together and then bring him here and then suddenly abandon him. I know many have done, but that doesn't mean that you should too. But I don't know the whole story, so I cannot be more clear on that. All right. And Majid says, what if she's a psychologist? She could be an asshole too. Of course. Of course. What's the difference? Psychologist, physicist, chemist, doctor, engineer, lawyer, what are the shit it may be. Education has nothing to do with the level of your decency or quality of your energy or intention. Who cares? Don't bind yourself with that. Oh, that's Majid. Oh, Majid, did you have some... You had questions before. We discussed that, right? So, yeah, okay. Maybe you're asking because of the comments that I made. Excalibur says, she can become boyfriend with the book. Mehran, you're killing me. Well, yeah, I tell you. What can I say? All right. El Haj says, hello, sir. Hello, El Haj. I'm 23 from Minnesota. The more I learn from you is the more I learn about myself. 2 weeks ago, I said that I had a bad habit with smoking weed and checking myself in the mirror. But I made a promise to self that I will never do it again, and I have not done it. Oh, good for you. That makes me believe in myself more. Good. El Haj says, thank you, you're welcome. I appreciate that. And I'm delighted that you're putting your thoughts to work. Your mind, your willpower. Good for you. Petros says, thanks, you're helping me a lot. You're welcome. James Healy says, wise man here. Helped me through a tough time in my life. I'm delighted that you feel good, James. DHML says, thumbs up to you. Well, thank you, dear. I appreciate that. Puria says, we have a concept in Iran as marja taqlid. And you are that to me, Mehran. Thumbs up. Well, I'm no guru. That's what you mean. No, but thank you very much for the love. I appreciate that. Just make sure you promote this channel, guys. However you can, talk about it, introduce it to your friends, and make it to be known. Share the videos you like in your social media. Help people to understand we are here, and they can use the over 1,200 videos that we have. Pretty much any subject you think about after the breakup, you type in the search engine of the channel. There's bound to be a bunch of videos on it. And plus the playlist, the Psyche, which has got all kinds of stuff in it about your psyche, thoughts, consciousness, how they're put together, fear, desire, ego, pleasure, suffering, everything that can help you to understand a little bit more about yourself. All right. I hope the channel continues to be of good support to everyone. Excalibur says, Mehran, my partner sometimes takes a long time to answer if she's doing anything. But when I'm busy, I go out of my way to reply to her as soon as possible. Should I stop this shit and text her after I'm done with everything? Yeah. Give her a little bit of a taste of her own medicine. You're being too available. It's unfortunate, I say this, but it's unfortunate. But unfortunately, people don't have confidence in themselves. And if you're too available to them, they think you're not much. Because they don't think they're really that much. They're playing a game. And so when you're so complying and so on, they think, oh, you know, you're too into them. And then they lose themselves and they think, oh, maybe I should look for somebody else. Because they don't have enough confidence on themselves and their own choices. So just do your thing and then text them. But you know what? Maybe you just do what you do, but don't expect a response from her right away. And don't text her until she texts you, and talk to her. Say, what the hell is this? You want to play a game? No problem. I played better. Don't even text me ever again. That's it. Bye-bye. And if she's really moving that way, she will take it, and then you're free. But if she's not, she says, no, listen, so what the hell is this? You want to try to make yourself look important? Well, that doesn't wash with me. I'm trying to get to know you, and I'm being cordial. But if you want to play a game, I'm not interested in that. Go play with somebody else. And that's simple. But if she's genuinely busy, I don't know what she does, then okay. Maybe she's in classroom, maybe she's got a job or something, maybe she can't just get on the thing with you. Understand, ask her. If she gives you a response that is understandable, then that's it. If not, or just don't ask her, just you also delay it as much as you can whenever. You know, don't comply too quickly. Don't be there like a doormat until she brings it up. And she said, why you don't answer? I said, because you don't either. I'm tired of going through that bullshit. I don't know what kind of game you play. I'm not interested. So unless we figure out a policy on this, or you keep doing that and I'll keep doing this. And in that way, what's the use of being together anyhow? Obviously, there's not enough fire or basis for that relationship. Then she'll think it 2 times. Carpe Diem says, Mehran, I miss the physical touch, the human connection. How can I get that support without significant other? Oh, well. That should not be a reason for you to settle with just any girl that comes your way. Yeah, you need that, but that could be a pitfall. Because you need that physical touch, you may actually be fooled and think that that certain girl is actually a qualified girl, qualified choice for you, but in fact, you're really bamboozled in your own psyche. You're just focusing on the possibility of physical connection, physical touch, and then you're fooled by thinking she's also qualified in compatibility. Don't let that fool you, making you the wrong choice. So be wise to that, and perhaps that will not end up pushing you to choose a girl thinking she's the right girl, but she's actually enticing you because of the possibility of a physical interaction. Carpe Diem says, I miss the hugs and support. Yeah, we all do. But hug for the sake of hug is not important. I don't know, I don't know, panda bear and hug the panda bear every day. They say human being needs 4 hugs a day. At least 4 hugs a day. Don't choose a mate, a partner, based on your physical needs. Choose them, select them based on compatibility and your consciousness, qualities that you seek, standards that you hope for. The physical attraction will always be there if the compatibility on the consciousness level is there. But if you choose them based on physical compatibility or physical interest, there's no guarantee, if at all, not much chance that you guys will be physically compatible. For a while you will think you are, because you're enticed with all that physical promises, but eventually you will break up because there was none of that available of the real bonding on consciousness level. Excalibur says, why do I have that complex? Because because you're an idiot. Almost short on. Well, I meant that with love. Don't take that out of context. Got it, Mehran. Not only will I get her a taste of her own medicine, I will double the dose. Lol. All right. Peter says, why majority of people don't have the guts to say what they really mean, and when you don't give a shit anymore, suddenly you become interesting. Why? It is about the perceived value. It's about the fact that they don't have enough confidence in themselves, and whoever pays attention to them because they don't think they're that hot, then whoever pays attention to them, they think, well, he may not be much or she may not be much because she's paying attention to me and I don't think I'm much. So if she's paying attention to me, she might not be anything. But if she's not paying attention to you, suddenly you think, oh, she's worthy of pursuit. Why? Because she did not offer me what she has, her attention, therefore she must be too good for me. And I would like good quality stuff. It's like you go to a store and you want to buy a, I don't know, jacket, and the jacket's $5,000 and you can't afford it. Now you really want it. Oh, it's really nice, even though it doesn't suit you well. But just because it's already dubbed $5,000, it's valuable. Somebody decided that's the value of it. Who? Who decided? The guy who wants to sell it and make money off of you, that probably worth maybe $500. But it's 5,000. But it's enough to get you wanted, even though it's not the proper size or proper design or whatever it is that you would really prefer. But you would be convinced that it must be good enough or too good for you because you can't afford it. Same thing, when the girls don't pay attention to you, you suddenly think, oh, it's worth pursuit because I can't, if I can't have it, then it must be too good. Then you want it. Just games your psyche plays. Excalibur says, it's shit like this that makes me think men that completely throw away relationships and spit on the relationship and settle only for high quality escorts have a point. But that's just not who I am. Yeah, that's right. A perfect answer, Mehran. I thank you. You are like Hitman, but instead of Agent 47, you are Agent Voice of Reason. Okay. That's true, Mehran. Scientists discovered there is such a thing as touch-starved. So maybe Carpe Diem has a point. Mehran, you're still saying the word shit with such elegance. It's more luxurious than a high-end Mercedes-Benz. Well, thank you for the confident and a compliment. Excalibur. Stian says, 26-year-old male from Norway. I hope you have had a great day, Mehran. I wish you all the best. And thank you very much. Thank you very much, Stian. Well, guys, looks like I've hit all the questions now and we're done. So I thank you very much for being here. Give me another opportunity to share with you these opinions, and perhaps we explored a bunch of things together. And I love you all and hope you're good to yourself, and hope to talk to you soon. In the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others as well. Talk to you later. Bye for now.